What? I'm stressed. Not insane, he's just freaking evil. This book is putting me into cardiac arrest, I swear to God. Oh my God. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this new series on my channel where I will be continuing or finishing all of the series I'm currently in the middle of. So on my iPad, I have a series tracker on Notion. There are 3 different statuses that I use for the series tracker. The first one is completed, which means that every single book is out and I have completed every single book in the series. And then the next one is read what is currently out. That is pretty self-explanatory. I have read every single book that is currently out for the series. And then we have incomplete, is where a lot of these series lie. This means that there are 1 or more books out that I have not read yet. And then we have will not be continuing. The specific status that we will be focusing on is the incomplete. More specifically, we will be focusing on the fantasy series because there are a few romance series that I have not yet completed, but I'm not in a rush to complete them because they're more filler books than anything. 2025 has been a year of me starting series and then not finishing them. I currently have 13 incomplete fantasy series. That's what we're doing in this video. I am continuing the series that I'm currently in the middle of. I will actually be finishing one series that I'm currently in the middle of, and let's go get to reading. The first book that I'll be starting off with is actually a book that I will be finishing with you guys, because if you watched my Bookish UK vlog, you would have already seen me read part of this book, and that is A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. This is the 3rd book in the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy, which means that I will be finishing the trilogy with this book. Currently on page 290, which puts me at, let's check on my Kindle actually. I am 42% of the way through. But so far I am really enjoying this book. I am liking the series so much more than I had anticipated. I've actually read each book in the series with you guys. I read A Darker Shade of Magic in my fall reading vlog. I read A Gathering of Shadows in my number generator picks the amount of pages I read reading vlog. And then now I'm reading this book in not 1, but 2 separate videos. So you guys are probably tired of hearing about this series. All I have to say right now is that I am thoroughly enjoying this book. I feel like it is such a different vibe, I guess, from the past 2 books. This definitely feels a lot more fantasy than the last 2 books. And also the villain of the entire series, finally a big character in this book. He is the main antagonist, obviously, but in the past 2 books, he hasn't really been an actual character, but in this book, he is an actual character. And if you've read the series, that would make sense. And right now they're obviously trying to figure out how to take him down and try to fix the issues that have become because of this villain. I'm being super vague because obviously this is the 3rd book in the series. So with that being said, let's get reading. Hi guys, so it is now a little bit later, actually a lot a bit later, and I've only read 50 pages, which is not the greatest thing ever, but it's whatever. So my face are going to drive me a little crazy, so we are going to make this a little short. Like I said, I only got about 50 more pages in, but I am about 50% of the way through now. I think there's just under 700 pages, and I'm on page 344. Is this better? this might be a little bit better. But a few of our characters just embarked on this pirate kind of adventure, I guess you could say. They are on the hunt slash search for this specific item, but they have to go overseas for it. And so they're just on a fun little pirate adventure right now, and I am just having the absolute best time. I'm gonna go read a little bit more, hopefully, maybe read for another 30 minutes. We shall see how much further I get into it, but so far, I'm really, really loving this book. I feel like it's, I don't feel like it's going to be a 5-star, but I feel like it's probably gonna be like a 4.75, just because it's the last book in a series that I have absolutely loved and I've very much enjoyed my time while reading. So I feel like it's going to be a high 4-star. I don't have a 5-star feeling just yet, and we are 50% of the way through, so I don't know if I'm going to get a 5-star feeling, but so far I am really, really enjoying this, and let's go back to reading. By the way, I love every single side character that we have. Well, even our two main characters, but I just love our side characters so much, especially this one side character that got introduced last book. He's the captain, if you know who I'm talking about. I really, really love his character, and I also love the other Antari. I don't know, I just feel very strongly about all of our characters, whether that's the antagonist that we're supposed to hate, I hate him. What it is about the series that is just making me feel so strongly about the characters. Again, the opinions differ based on the character, but I still feel strongly no matter what the character is, and that is all I look for in a book, is that I need to be invested with the characters somehow. Whether that's in a negative or positive light, I need to be invested. If I'm not invested with the characters, I'm not gonna like the book. Guys, look at how cute he looks. I can't. Are you kidding me? Is he not the most perfect thing you've ever seen in your entire life? He's so cute. I can't. Oh my god. But good morning, guys. I wanted to do a little bit of a reading update. It is obviously the next morning. I don't have too much of an update, okay, but I have some chores I have to get done today, and so I wanted to quickly chat to you guys about where I am at, because I will be listening to the audiobook while I do some chores. So currently I'm loading on Libby. I am on part 8, chapter 6, and I'm 58% of the way through. I left off reading when I started part 8, and obviously I've been listening to the audiobook since. Currently on page 383. Honestly, really, really sad that the series is coming to a close, but as we know, the reason why I'm doing this is because I am in the middle of so many series. So like I said, it's kind of bittersweet because I don't want it to end, but I also am excited to finally finish a series. I'm going to listen to some of the audiobook while I do some chores, and we shall see how much I get listened to. is really good. I'm stressed. I'm really stressed. I didn't think that I was gonna cry for this specific character. I really didn't. This is so sad. Oh my god. This dude is actually insane. Actually, not insane, he's just freaking evil. He's so evil. And I love it. I love the villain. I'm in the last 20% now. Earlier this morning, I was absolutely flying through this book, and I'm now on part 13, chapter 9, and I had to pause it while I was getting ready. I just have this like feeling that this person's gonna die because everyone is just dying right now. So I had to pause it because I obviously had to pull myself together to film a video, but now I'm done filming and I have 2 hours and 20 minutes left in this audiobook. I have this much left. I'm so sad about this. I do think something bad's about to happen, so I had to pause it because I obviously could not cry when I just put makeup on, and I think I'm gonna finish the book right now. Guys, I feel like a lot of bad stuff's about to happen. I fear V.E. Schwab's about to rip my heart out, and I am just not at all prepared. Shut up. I don't even think he's gonna die. I don't. I think he's gonna make it through. Idiot. Idiot, 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 idiot. Oh my god. I'm stressed. I knew this was gonna happen. I have 11 minutes left in the audiobook, which means I have 5.5 minutes left, and I am on the last chapter. I fear I'm gonna sob. I've already cried. I'm already crying. I don't want this book to be over. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean these characters aren't real? Oh wait, this is the last chapter. Wait, never mind. There's 2 more chapters. I don't want his last chapter. Wait, there's more in the back. So I fear I finished this like 15 minutes ago and I don't even need to sit on my thoughts. This is a 5-star. This is 100% a 5-star. I fear I will be rereading this series. Honestly, probably soon. I am obsessed with them. I'm obsessed with this world. This book was actually perfection. Like, actually perfection. I will be thinking about this series for the foreseeable future. But me finishing this book means that I finished a series for the first time in a very long time. I'm gonna edit for a few hours and then we will pick up the second book in this video, and it might be the last book in this video. You guys will already know what books I'm reading, so you'll know if this is the last book or not. Both of the books I've read are very thick books. The next book that I will be picking up is, yeah, so it's over 700 pages. It is a 750 page book. So I fear this might be the last book of the video, but who knows? See you guys in a few hours once I finally pick up book 2. The next book I'll be reading in today's vlog is The Well of Ascension by Brando Sando. And I am so ready. I am so ready. I am so excited. I've been wanting to dive back into Mistborn actually since I started A Darker Shade of Magic, because A Darker Shade of Magic very, very slightly reminded me of Mistborn. Not like in a sense that the stories are the same whatsoever, literally at all, but I don't know why for me they gave very similar vibes. I've been really wanting to dive back into Mistborn because I've just been loving my time reading A Darker Shade of Magic, as we know, and now that I'm finished with The Darker Shade of Magic, I feel like I need to turn back to Mistborn. Like I said, I've been really enjoying my time with The Darker Shade of Magic. I feel like I need to use that momentum to read the next book in Mistborn again because it gives me similar vibes. I don't know. I am so excited to dive into a thick fantasy book again. It has been quite a while since I've read a thick fantasy book and I'm so ready. I remember when I read Mistborn, but it's been a couple, if not a few months, but I do remember pretty much everything that happened in Mistborn, I think. I hope there's a little bit of re-explanation of kind of what happened in the last book. I do remember one very big thing that happened in the last book, and I remember listening to the audiobook of Mistborn and I was cleaning my room, and when that part happened, and if you've read Mistborn you know exactly what I'm talking about, was the most pivotal point of the entire book. When I got to that part of the audiobook, I literally stopped in my tracks and like gasped. I gasped out loud. I genuinely thought I was getting pranked. I thought that it was like, I thought it wasn't real. Like I honestly was like and I was like, oh okay, it'll be fine. Like, I honestly took me about 50 more pages for my brain to finally come to the conclusion of the fact that that did actually happen and it wasn't just a little prank. The first book was pretty much all about them trying to defeat the Lord Ruler and coming up with a plan to defeat the Lord Ruler. That was like the main plot of the book, but it was pretty much about Vin coming into her power and Kelsier teaching her about her power and trying to kind of get her more confident in her abilities. I forgot what the magic is called. In this world, the magic system is based around metals. I would go into the description of that, but honestly, I don't think I could describe it very well. But basically, different types of metals have different effects, and only specific people can wield said metals. And some people can wield like one metal, some people can wield all of the metals, which is like Vin and Kelsier. Anyways, I'm going to get into reading The Well of Ascension. I think I'm gonna do an immersive read for the first, I don't know, however many pages, but I just really need to get into the story and get back into the world. So I'm gonna put the audiobook on, I'm gonna physically read the book at the same time, and we're gonna get started with The Well of Ascension. Hi guys, it is a couple days later and I wanted to check in with you guys on my reading of The Well of Ascension because I am currently 6 hours and 19 minutes into the audiobook. You want to know what percentage through I am? I'm 22% of the way through and I still have 22 hours and 37 minutes left. I have been reading the book physically, specifically on my Kindle. I've been going back and forth, but right now I'm listening to the audiobook because I'm making some banana bread because we had some overly ripe bananas. So I'm listening to the audiobook currently while I am making my banana bread, and I am on part 2, chapter 15. And right now I'm in the point of view of Sazed. Basically a scholar, he's like the keeper of information. He is currently witnessing something very, very gruesome, and baking during this part seems a little crazy. I'm going to continue listening and continue baking. cannibals? Smells so good. Hi guys, it is now a little bit later and I actually have a slice of the banana bread that I made earlier. Might be my best banana bread yet. I'm now officially 25% of the way through this book. Yeah, I am nearly 200 pages in and that is 25% of the book. That's insane, but I am loving every single second of it. And I'm not gonna lie, this book is very much based around the politics that is happening right now after what happened at the end of the last book. And so I knew that this book was going to be a little bit slower and that there wasn't really gonna be too much action. Also, based on some reviews that I've seen on Goodreads and Fable, that's kind of what a lot of people say, is that there just was no action in the book. Like, it was just pretty much information on top of information. But I personally am loving every single second of it. I don't know what it is about this world that I just am obsessed with. Just so different from any other fantasy world that I have read about. This world is just so dark and gray and gloomy, and a big part of these books is actually what's called the mist. This mist comes in and these monsters and creatures come out in the mist. Not at all any sort of like gothic fantasy or anything like that, because I feel like me saying that might give a bit of like false expectations, I guess, because it's not at all a dark fantasy. It's nothing like that. It is just a gloomy world that this is set in, and I am just obsessed with it. I love the monsters, and as I've stated before, I love the magic system. I really like that every single point of view that we get has meaning to it, and it also is not dragged on, because you know there are some books that you read multi-POV, the character's POV that you like dread getting to, or they're just a little too long. In this, I feel like the point of views are pretty evenly distributed. This is mostly following Vin's point of view, but then it also is following the MMC's point of view, and then we kind of get some sprinkled in here and there. So far, I'm really enjoying the book, and I'm really glad that I am, because I was a little nervous based on the reviews, but so far I'm really liking it, and that says a lot because I'm 200 pages in, but we are getting to the middle part where sometimes there is a lull in the story. Other than that, that's all I have to say for now. I'm gonna eat my banana bread and continue listening and or reading. What? I just found something out about a character that was actually introduced in this book, about a relation to another character. Why did I not see that coming? I figured that they were a bigger character, so to speak, obviously based on just like how ominous this character was for the past 200 pages. Why did I not think that that was what it was going to be? Like, I knew, I'm trying to be as vague as possible, but I knew it was going to be something, but I don't know, I did not expect that. I was listening to the audiobook because I was playing Tiny Bookshop on the Switch, and I heard something that made my brain go, wait, what? And I completely missed, like, pretty much this entire 2 pages. I completely missed it because I was so locked in with selling books on Tiny Bookshop. So I paused the audiobook and ended up, like, obviously actually picking back up where I zoned out. It's honestly not even, like, that much of a shocker, but, like, this is the first, I guess, plot twist of the book. So I'm just, like, excited because I know there's gonna be a bunch of other plot twists. I'm on the last chapter of part 3. I'm on chapter 38. I've been listening to the audiobook pretty much this entire morning, but I think something I mean, something has happened at the end of every single part so far. For the past 2 parts, there has been some sort of twist or reveal or something like that. And so I know that there's gonna be a reveal at the end of this chapter. And I fear I know what it is, and I'm about to be really pissed off if I'm correct. I'm stressed. I'm so stressed. This book is just stressing me out. Now it's just one big miscommunication, and it's gonna send me into a spiral if someone doesn't admit to something soon, because now 66% of the way through, and I have 9 hours and 49 minutes left in the audiobook. Wait, what? What? No, 95% through the book. And I was coming on here to say that, for one, I'm 95% of the way through the book. Like, I'm almost done. Let me see where I am in the book. Actually, I have this much left. Yeah, but I originally came on here to say, just one, Vin is a badass. I absolutely love her. I really like the way that the story's going until I just read that. I just had the same reaction that I had when the big thing that happened in the first book happened, where I was like, nah, there's no way. No, there's no way. I just had that reaction, and I swear to God, if I have another late reaction like last time, I'm being so vague, this is probably so annoying, but like, if I have a late reaction to something very, very tragic that just happened, because I just simply can't believe that it just happened, because the way that this book is written is that everything is written very plainly, almost like there's no cushion, there's no sugarcoating, there's no nothing. It is written how it is. Also means whenever there's a plot twist, there's not a huge lead up to it. It just happens and you're like, and so this probably isn't gonna hit me, honestly, because what the freak was that? Oh my God. I just got to the last sentence of chapter 58. I knew there had to be something because there's a third book. Obviously, I knew there had to be something. I knew it wasn't going to be all rainbows and sunshine, but what? Oh my God, I'm stressed. This book has just put me in constant stress. Like, I literally have not had a freaking break because I've just felt like something was going to happen. And the something that I felt like was going to happen, even though I didn't really guess it, just happened. And now I'm even more stressed. This book is putting me into cardiac arrest, I swear to God. And like, not even that much is happening. Like, this is a slow book. Honestly, it kind of is. But I'm stressed. The last medal. It's the last medal. Epilogue? Epilogue? I beg your finest pardon. Epilogue. What do you mean? 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 Oh God. I need a second to digest and think. It is now the following morning, and I've done some thinking on this book because I was a little conflicted with the rating. I wasn't that conflicted, it was more so trying to figure out exactly what rating I wanted to give this. Although this book was slower and a lot more political, and it was more so just conversations between a lot of people, I really enjoyed this book. I just really needed to take into consideration how I felt while I was reading this book and like the time I had while reading this book, because although it was a marathon reading this book, let me tell you, it took me nearly a week. It took me 6 days and I read every single day. Usually when a book takes me like a week to read, it's because I'd pick it up here and there. I might miss a couple days of reading it, but this book, I was reading quite a bit of it every single day. So it did feel like it took me a lot longer than usual. But with that being said, I just really loved this book. Just really loved the characters in this book. Like we really dove into every single character and the ending was epic. It was not at all what I expected. I don't know what I expected, but it was not that. And I just thoroughly enjoyed this book. I'm rating this a 4.5 star. That is book 2 of Mistborn done. I do wish that I had the 3rd book with me right now. I am very much regretting not buying the series when I was in the UK, just buying this book. I wish that I bought the entire series because I really want to pick up the next book. Book 2 of Mistborn is done and I am liking this series more and more each book. I wonder if the 3rd book is going to be a 5 star. Usually the 3rd book in a trilogy is a 5 star for me. I'm not gonna lie. I have made progress in yet another series and I'm so glad that I did because I've been putting off this book for a hot minute. And then obviously I finished The Darker Shade of Magic, or is it The Shades of Magic? I think the series itself is called The Shades of Magic. I finished the Shades of Magic series. I actually need to read Fragile Threads of Power, I think is what it's called. It's not a part of the original trilogy, but it takes place in the same world and it includes a lot of the same characters. So I do still need to read that. And I actually just placed a hold on Libby for it. So hopefully I'll get to it soon. In this video, I completed one series and then I continued what I think could possibly be a God tier series. With all of that being said, it is unfortunately the end of today's video. The month of November will probably be lacking a little bit in uploads, but it's because I will be uploading 12 videos in December, aka I will be doing Bookmas from December 1st to December 12th. So get excited for that. I'm personally getting excited because today I am actually starting filming for Bookmas, which is absolutely insane. I could not be more excited. So unless I surprise myself and I can get one more video in for November, this is more than likely the last video before the start of Bookmas. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys get excited for Bookmas because I know I'm excited. If you like today's video and you want to stick around for Bookmas, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will hopefully see you guys during Bookmas. Bye.